The Leo Destiny. Season 1. Episode 14. Now it's time to go back to Leo and his friends. Leo, Brian, Jax, and Jack, along with Z, moved down the stairs of the underground door located in the middle of the neighborhood. Jack was in front of them with a flashlight. Leo, Brian, and Jax were also carrying wave jammers. Along with Jack, Z was also moving. When Jack reached the front door, he opened it with the key. But the worn-out old door was gone. Jack had installed a heavily guarded metal door. Everyone was surprised to see how much Jack had spent on this basement door. But they still didn't know what was behind this giant door. After opening the door, everything was dark. Jack turned on the electricity meter. Suddenly, the lights turned on at the end of a large hall. Everyone was surprised by what they saw. A very large hall, fully reinforced, in a way that it is resistant to strong earthquakes. Beds and sleeping places for at least 20 people. Independent heating and cooling system from city electricity. Stored and sorted supplies. 5 guns, of course, old type. Everyone was very surprised to see this shelter. And they started to patrol in different parts of this underground shelter. There was even a control room with CCTV cameras. These closed-circuit cameras completely covered the interior and the entrance of the shelter. There were also several water sources that were piped to 4 toilets and 4 separate bathrooms. Jack said that these sources provided water for 10 people for a week. In the control room, there were also several monitors and radar that covered the area around the shelter. Leo told Jack, "This shelter is very well equipped. Somehow, you made this place look like it's going to be the end of the world." Jack said, "You still don't think the apocalypse is going to happen?" Jack said in surprise, "Old man, you seem to be very serious and sure about the end of the world." Jack replied, "Didn't you see the sky today? Or have you forgotten about the event of the drinking festival?" Leo said, "The occurrence of several events that have the origin of the weather, which is not the reason for the end of the world." "I am here to do my duty," said Jack. Jack's words were very strange and made everyone look at each other in surprise. Brian asked Jack, "Where did you get the cost of all this equipment?" Jack smiled and said, "None of you would believe me if I told you." Jack continued, "It's not too late. Help me take this wave blocking device into the server room." Jack meant the same room where there was a display of cameras. Jax took the device to that room with the help of his friends. Jack has already operated a number of dishes around the neighborhood. He has installed those satellite dishes in such a way that they cannot be seen easily. The satellites inside the server room were connected to these satellite dishes. Jack planned to install this wave blocking device in the orbit of satellite dishes. Because Jocks was somewhat familiar with military equipment, he helped Jack to install this military device. Brian asked Jack, "What are you going to do with this device?" Jack also answered, "With this, I will be able to hide this whole shelter and make it untraceable by pressing a button." After hearing Jack's words, Leo asked, "Are you going to run away from someone?" "Soon we'll all have to hide," Jack said while he was installing the device. Jock said at this moment, "I guess the device is installed. You can test the device now, old man. Just cut it off quickly so no one notices." "Before we test, I have to add one piece," Jack said. Then Jack opened the door of a drawer that had a coded lock and took out a strange stone from inside the drawer. That stone radiated a gentle light like a sleeping lamp. The color of that light was purple. There were some golden lines on the stone. On both sides of the stone, there were parts like exits from which Jack placed the stone in the path of the device's radar. Brian asked in surprise, "What the hell is this?" Jack said, "I am not allowed to explain now." Then Jack said to all three people, "You may have many questions, but I have two requests from you. My first request is that you trust me. My second request is that you do not tell anyone about this shelter for now." After a little pause and silence, Jock said in answer to Jack, "Old man, you may be crazy, but you can count on us." Then Jack turned on the power button of the device. After the device was activated, the strange stone became brighter. Jack said, "Check the signal of your mobile phones." After checking their cell phones, everyone said that their antennas were completely cut off. Jack said, "Good news, the device is working properly." Jack then turned off the device. It was almost too late. Everyone went outside the shelter. The neighborhood was almost silent, and the sound of crickets could be heard from inside the gardens. From inside the house of one of the neighbors, the news was coming, talking about the red weather today. After saying goodbye to Jack, Leo, Brian, and Jocks, along with Z, went to Brian's house. They entered Brian's house. Leo said, "Today is getting weirder as time goes by." Jocks turned on the TV to see what the news was saying. Then he went to fill Z's food bowl. Inside the news, it was said that today we have seen the weather turn red in several countries. No need to worry. This is a rare phenomenon that occurs once every 200 years. The reddening of the air, due to the special angle of sunlight in this phenomenon, is rare. Because Leo had talked to Oliver before, he knew that something special was happening.